Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know what it is. Before the fight night, we do a video on the fighters that need to either make a statement or they really need a win. Today we are talking about Sam Hughes for one. 2 is Alonzo Menafield. 3 is Daniel Rodriguez. 4 is Desko Todorovic. And then 5 is Brandon Davis. First, we're going to start with Alonzo Menafield. Alonzo Menafield is a very interesting prospect. And I say interesting because he's 34. He'll be 35 3 days after the fight night. He's 12 wins, 3 losses, 1 by knockout. And the knockout is against OSP. And he looked real bad in that fight. Really bad. Started out his UFC career 9-0, and then went on a bit of a skid. Lost to Devin Clark and OSP, and then beat Fabio Charant and beat Ed Herman. Did lose to William Knight, but it was a little bit of a weird fight, not great. And then destroyed Askar Mazarov, who is now suspended and be called a fake and all that because he boosted up his record, and his record was like 19-11, 19-12, something like that. And he was terrible. But yeah, you know, Alonzo Menafield, he really needs to make a statement this weekend. And something with Alonzo Menafield is something we've seen at least with the Ed Herman fight, and he's getting a little bit more controlled, a little bit more measured. What the hell? Jesus. Yeah, a little bit more measured. And I think that's very key for him. Because he's so powerful, he's not the fastest guy, but he's very powerful. And he has to know that, again, though, he's 34. He'll be 35 years old. If you're going to want to make a run at all, you got to go for it. I mean, it's just one of those things, you got to go. I mean, let's go. You know? Again, I'm not terribly big on this. He's fighting Misha Serkinov, and to Alonzo Menafield's credit, obviously it's not his fault, but he needs to destroy Misha Serkinov. He needs to go in there and just dominate Misha Serkinov. He cannot. He shouldn't struggle. I mean, he's really good on the ground. Misha Serkinov is, but you gotta run through him. He needs a statement win today. Statement. Let's see if we can do it. Next up is Desko Todorovic. And again, Desko Todorovic, Jesus, is an interesting one because he's fighting Jordan Wright. I was going to put Jordan Wright on here as well, but I just don't think... I see more possibilities with Desko than Jordan. Not that Jordan's bad, but he has been a little chinny. Even with his no contest. We have seen him be KO'd 3 times. Anthony Hernandez, Fluffy, KO'd him in the Contender Series. Joaquin Buckley KO'd him. Bruno Silva KO'd him. He looked good in the Jamie Pickett fight, but Jamie Pickett also hasn't looked good. He looked good in the Ike Villanueva fight. Man. Yeah, the Ike Villanueva fight. But Ike Villanueva hasn't looked good. Ike Villanueva is really bad. You know, Jamie Pickett, I wouldn't say is bad, but he always chokes, you know, in the first round with a couple seconds. We've seen this multiple times now. And so that's why I picked Desko Todorovic. Jesus. And, again, I really like the style of Desko. I think there's a lot of promise there. He's only 28 years old, 11 wins, 3 losses. 2 of those losses were by knockout, but Punahani, Soriano, Punahele, thank you, Punahele, Soriano versus, and Chidi Njokuani. The Njokuani one was nasty because he hit him with an elbow. And Desko was having some success, a little bit of success, grinding him out. And, you know, but he stayed in one spot too long. And you can't do that with Chidi. But he did pick up a win against Maki Pitolo, which he really, really needed. But again, the win against Maki Pitolo just keeps his job. You know, him fighting and beating Jordan Wright is huge. Jordan Wright's good. Again, he needs a huge win. But at 31-32, I just see more promise with Dusko. So I have Dusko Todorovic. Jesus, Todorovic. He needs this win so badly. And he needs a statement more than just a win to keep his job. That's the biggest thing. He has to win more than just to keep his job. Yeah, so that's why he's on this list. Next is Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis, I think, I'm really glad the UFC gave him another opportunity. Had a little bit of a skid in there. Started out his career, I believe, or in the UFC like 8-3 when he beat Jesse Arnett. And he's now 14-9, but he's always in bangers. The last loss was the only time he's ever been finished in his career by punches, of course. It's frustrating because they bring him back on short notice, and he fights an absolute killer, Dana Batgarel, and he's a monster, especially in that first round. And he got caught, elbowed a couple times, kneed a couple times, and that was the end of the fight for that. Again, I'm glad the UFC gave him another chance because he took it on short notice. And we've never seen him be finished. Fighting Lomi Martinez, Brandon Davis needs a win. I don't care if it's just to keep his job. I don't care if it's anything else than that. He needs a win to keep it going. He's also 32 years old, so the reason why I have him on here and not Jordan Wright is I think Brandon Davis honestly has more potential than Jordan Wright does. I like Brandon Davis' style. He's at least going to have more fun fights than Jordan Wright. No disrespect, of course, but again, Brandon Davis, I just think he's really fun. He's fun to watch. Has a submission win over, what's his name? Randy Costa. So, yeah. Brandon Davis really, really needs this win. Hopefully, he goes in there and he makes a statement win. Otherwise, probably the end of the road. So, next, last but not least, is Sam Hughes. And I think it's pretty clear why it's Sam Hughes. I mean, Sam Hughes was on a bit of a skid. Honestly, little bit of a skid. Starts out 4-0, loses to Vanessa Demopoulos, but she gets submitted in the 4th round in a title fight. Then comes back, not that long, 3 months later, 2 months and a day, or almost 3 months, Jesus. Gets a guillotine choke win, and then loses to Tisha Torres, Conflict Sufishira, whatever the hell that is, loses by decision. And TKO corner stoppage with the Tisha Torres one. Loses the decision, loses to Luana Pinheiro by decision. And then beats Estela Nunes by majority decision. And then just dominates, destroys Elise Reed. Makes another statement. She has to keep this momentum going. 30 years old, just turned 30 in June. I guess not just, but turned 30 in June. 7 wins, 4 losses. On a 2-fight win streak after being on a 3-fight losing streak. So, she has big momentum right now. And beating a girl like Piera Rodriguez from the Contender Series, would be huge for Sam Hughes. And for Sam Hughes' projection, for Sam Hughes' future. This win would be so big for Sam Hughes if she could get it done. And she's a dog, man. Even if that first round doesn't go well, she always finds a way. At least in her last 2, But she finds a way. She's a dog. And even the decision before that, the Luana Pinheiro, was a close fight. I think she lost the 3rd round, late in the 3rd round, and that's how she lost the fight. But they've been close. And her last two, she's done more. She's worked more output, and that's what she really needed, and that's what she got. So Sam Hughes, I hope wins, but not just win. I would like her to make a statement, at least control. You don't have to like destroy, knock out in 15 seconds. You don't need to do that, but control. Show how superior you are. She has more fights, 3 more fights. But Sam Hughes needs this win. Because of the hype around Piera Rodriguez, it would be unbelievable for Sam Hughes' future in her career overall if she could get this win. But as always, guys, let me know down below if you guys agree. If you don't agree, let's talk about it for sure. But as always, you guys know what it is. Hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Leave a comment down below. And as always, hit that subscribe button. You guys know what it is. Peace.